What's up, real world climbers? Welcome to my home wall. I call it my headquarters. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a hack. I'm honestly pretty excited about this one. It's simple, it's pretty darn cheap, and I think you're going to find it actually very, very helpful. So today we're going to be playing with lots of different colors of duct tape, as well as some of these tiny little magnets. So here's the premise. What if you didn't have an LED system for your moon board? Or what happens if you didn't have the LED system for your tension board or kilter board? Or maybe you'd want your spray wall to be operating like it was on an LED system, but you don't want to go through the trouble of actually getting the lights. Maybe they're expensive, maybe the box and the system and the app system is complicated and too expensive. Can you do something simpler? Yes, and that's what we're going to be doing today with our tape and magnets. As I promised, what we're going to be doing is quite simple. So basically we're going to be taking strips of colored tape, and inside of there I have two of these tiny little magnets. And it's as simple as being able to magnetize them to the bolt that you use on the climbing hold. We're just going to make a bunch of these in each of the colors that we want and just be able to move them around. And the nice thing is that the magnets are strong enough that if I tap them, they're not really going to fall off. And even if they did fall off, oh well. But then I just place them where they're out of the way of your hand or your foot. And the other cool thing you can do that will make it more like the app-driven system boards is you can have main color of the tape, and then on this one I have a little bit of green on the end, and that would indicate that this is the start hold. You can have one that would have red on the end of it, and that would indicate the end hold. And then I've even created these ones that are for the footholds only specific. And so if I wanted to say that this one was a foothold only. So let's get to making a few of these. While doing so, I'm going to share a few other tips and tricks that go along with making these. And if you think this idea is helpful and you are liking it, go ahead and put a comment down below. So I've been making these orange ones. Let's go ahead and make some pink ones. A little bit of backstory on these magnets. So these are pretty tiny. If I were to do this again, I would buy a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger magnets than these ones. I'll put a link in the description below for the ones that I would actually recommend. The story with these ones is I bought them originally because I was going to tape them to my LEDs on the moon board and then use the power of the magnets to hold the LEDs in place because there are T-nuts in those holes. But when I bought these on Amazon, they looked bigger and more powerful in the photos than they actually were when they came to me. So I'm going to make sure that I link for you guys some strong enough magnets. Instead of using two smaller magnets on a lot of these tags, I think you could actually get away with using one bigger, more powerful magnet. So I'm just taking a strip that's fairly thin of the color that I want. And then the way I found that works best is I'm going to split the magnets in half, and I'm going to flip one so that they're on opposite polarities. And I just lay them down on a surface, and then I take the strip and the sticky side and place it down on them. And then we got the magnets in place. Just fold it over on itself. Simple as that. You can make these a little bit fancier if you wanted to. I would probably recommend starting with longer tape than you think you're going to need, and then you can always just trim it down. So we now have a pink tag. And so in just a few seconds, I have one of my tags ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue making pink tags enough for a complete route. So I'm going to make a bunch of the regular pinks. I'm going to make two of the pinks with the green. I'm going to make two of the pinks with the red. So just in case I have a two-hand start position or a two-hand finish position, then I'll have enough of those. I'll have enough for the holds in between. And then I'm going to make a handful of the ones with the yellow for foot only indicators. making the tabs on the end a little bit wider so they make like almost like a T shape. You can do it however it works best for you. So I think you get the idea of how to actually make the tags. But I wanted to show you something else that I had in mind. So for instance, here is a screw-on foothold. It's quite small and it might be hard to like place it on a screw. Actually, it's actually still not that bad. Place it on a screw that is out of the way. But just in case you have some holds where it would be hard to magnetize it out of the way of the usable surface, I have a solution for that as well. So right here I have this small foothold, and what I've done is I've created a tab out of a different color tape. This is just a tab in brown, and this one has 4 magnets in it, just in case I ever wanted to put 2 tags on one hold. I'm able to put one over on this side and one over on this side. So all you would do is you'd create these little tabs that sit underneath your screw-on holds or your small footholds. They're ready to go with magnet tags whenever. Honestly, you could do this with every single hold that you have on your wall, and that would be pretty cool too. I think it would be a bit tedious, and you'd have to do a lot more. You'd have to have a lot more magnets, but I do think it would be pretty cool if it was pre-placed and you had all the magnets already underneath the holds. So providing a little bit of additional showcase here. For a hand hold, if I still want to use the bolt hole and my hand goes on it, it's not really affecting how I grip this hold. You know, even some smaller holds, if I place it and turn it the direction that it's usable still, I'm not really going to knock it off, or if I do, it's no big deal. Additionally, I really like this solution for spray walls and other things. If you don't really want to do the memorization game all the time, you could look at your app, like your RetroFlash app or whatever app you're using for your spray wall, and you can then just stick up the magnets for the thing you're currently working on, and then it's super easy to take them down. Also, I like the fact that you can create the different colored labels. And so you and your climbing partner could be having a session on the same wall, but be working different projects, and you don't have to worry about flipping the lights back and forth. So the person working the pink route can put up their holds, and the person working the orange route can put up their tags. You can continue working your session. And then storing them together, I mean, they just bundle together through the magnets. I mean, it's super cool. Super simple. That's what hacks should be. They should be super simple to use. Here we can use it on the moon board. That's a common start hold. This might be a common start hold for a different problem. So let me know what you think of this tagging solution by shooting me a comment down below. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I have a ton of other videos all about climbing, getting better at climbing, tips and tricks for home walls. So if you're liking the content that I put out, I would really love it if you would clip the chains on that subscribe button. I'll see you real soon.